Welcome back, nature enthusiasts, to another thrilling episode of The Affected. Today, we delve into the untamed world of bears, exploring some of the most savage bear attacks ever recorded. From the depths of Glacier National Park to the remote outposts of Japan and the chilling encounters in the Arctic, these stories serve as stark reminders of the raw power and unpredictability of these magnificent creatures. So brace yourselves as we embark on a heart-pounding journey into the realm of bear attacks. Night of the Grizzlies. On one tragic night in the summer of 1967, two young women were killed by grizzlies in two separate attacks inside Montana's Glacier National Park. These horrifying incidents would later be known as the Night of the Grizzlies, a stark reminder of the dangers that lurk in the wilderness. The two victims, Julie Helgeson and Michelle Coons, were both 19 years old and employed at different lodges within the park. Eager to embrace the natural beauty surrounding them, they embarked on overnight backpacking trips with their friends on August 12th. Little did they know, grizzlies had been spotted near lodges and campsites in the park for weeks, attracted by the presence of leftover food from careless campers, and even by tourists who sought close encounters for photographs. During this era, the 1960s, there were no bear-proof garbage cans or comprehensive safety precautions in place at U.S. national parks to warn visitors about the presence of bears. Unaware of the imminent danger, Julie Helgeson and her friend found themselves awoken in the pre-dawn hours by the unsettling presence of a large grizzly bear sniffing at their sleeping bags. Desperate to survive, they attempted to play dead, a strategy often advised in bear encounters. However, their efforts proved futile as the grizzly viciously attacked them, sinking its teeth and claws into their bodies. In the chaos and terror, Helgeson was dragged away by the powerful bear as she screamed for help. Hours later, a search party discovered Julie Helgeson, gravely injured and clinging to life. Despite their efforts, she succumbed to her wounds before the rescue helicopter could reach the hospital, marking a tragic end to a young life filled with promise and adventure. In another heart-wrenching incident on that fateful night, Michelle Coons and her friends had a somewhat forewarning of the danger that awaited them. Earlier, their camp had been raided by a grizzly bear while they were preparing dinner. Believing the animal to be satiated, they made the ill-fated decision to relocate to a nearby beach for the night. However, at 4:30 a.m., the bear returned with unrelenting aggression. Coons' friends managed to scramble up nearby trees, seeking temporary refuge from the enraged beast. Tragically, Michelle Coons was not as fortunate. The bear ruthlessly mauled her, tearing off her arm in a horrifying display of its power and ferocity. Despite the desperate efforts of her friends and the arrival of help, Coons succumbed to her injuries before assistance could reach her. The gruesome and devastating attacks chronicled in the 1969 book Night of the Grizzlies by Jack Olson sent shockwaves through the nation. These tragic events prompted a series of widespread policy changes at U.S. national parks, aimed at preventing the feeding of animals, implementing proper waste management practices, and promptly closing campsites and trails upon the sighting of bear activity. The legacy of that dreadful night serves as a stark reminder of the delicate balance between humans and the untamed wilderness. The Sancobetsu brown bear attacks of 1915. The Japanese island of Hokkaido is home to the formidable Usuri brown bear, a subspecies that can grow even larger than the renowned grizzly bear. These bears possess a deadly combination of size and aggression, making them a formidable threat. Over the years, Hokkaido has experienced numerous bear encounters, with some resulting in fatal outcomes. However, the most devastating bear attacks in Japanese history unfolded over a harrowing week in December 1915 in the frontier outpost of Sancobetsu. During that fateful week, a ravenous bear emerged from hibernation earlier than expected, driven by hunger and a relentless need to feed. This particular bear, weighing an astonishing 750 pounds and measuring 9 feet in length, became a terrifying presence in the small community, leaving a trail of bloodshed in its wake. The bear employed a sinister method of stalking its victims within the perceived safety of their own homes. Even when the town assembled an armed security squad, the bear seemed undeterred, launching near-daily attacks that left the community in a state of constant fear. Despite sustaining multiple gunshot wounds, the bear continued its relentless onslaught, claiming the lives of 7 people, predominantly women and children. The attacks reached their peak when the bear targeted a pregnant woman and an infant, sending shockwaves through the already traumatized community. The desperate situation called for drastic measures, and professional bear hunters were summoned to end the reign of terror. Eventually, these skilled hunters managed to kill the bear, But the scars left behind by the horrific events ran deep. Sancobetsu would forever bear the scars of this brutal and historic attack. The villagers, traumatized by the relentless violence, chose to relocate, leaving the town behind. Today, a shrine stands as a solemn memorial, commemorating the lives lost during that dark chapter in Japanese history. The Sancobetsu bear attacks serve as a chilling reminder of the unforgiving nature of these powerful creatures and the profound impact they can have on human lives. The gruesome end of Grizzly Man, Timothy Treadwell, an individual who developed a unique bond with grizzly bears, gained fame for his close interactions with these majestic yet fearsome animals in Alaska's Katmai National Park. For 13 years, Treadwell immersed himself in the park, documenting his encounters with wild grizzlies, giving them affectionate names like Crackers and Mr. Chocolate. Despite lacking formal wildlife training, Treadwell saw himself as a protector of the grizzlies, garnering attention through magazine features and television profiles. Tragically, Treadwell's story took a dark turn, culminating in a horrifying demise. In the 2005 documentary Grizzly Man, his final moments were chronicled. On October 5, 2003, while camping in a tent with his girlfriend Amy Huguenard, Treadwell fell victim to a starving grizzly bear. The audio recording from Treadwell's camera captures the harrowing attack. Although the lens cap obstructed the visual footage, the audio captures the terror and desperation of the encounter. Filmmaker Werner Herzog, who directed the documentary, is among the few who have heard the distressing recording. Haunted by its contents, Herzog suggested that it be destroyed. Treadwell's story serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the dangers of blurring the boundaries between humans and wild animals. While his intentions may have been rooted in love and admiration for grizzlies, his tragic end underscores the inherent risks associated with such close proximity to these apex predators. Polar bear attacks, British teenagers in Norway. In 2011, a group of British teenagers embarked on a month-long Arctic adventure in Norway, eager to witness the awe-inspiring beauty of a polar bear in its natural habitat. Little did they know that their journey would take a tragic turn, resulting in the loss of a young life. Horatio Chappell, a 17-year-old aspiring doctor, was among the 80 students participating in an expedition to Svalbard, Norway, organized by the British Schools Exploring Society, BSES. The primary objective was to study the effects of climate change on the Arctic environment while experiencing the remote wilderness. Despite being aware of the potential threat posed by polar bears, the participants were assured that they would be equipped with pen flares to ward off potential attacks. Additionally, the campsites were supposed to be protected by tripwires connected to small explosive mines, while one adult leader carried a firearm. However, when the expedition commenced, it became apparent that there weren't enough pen flares for everyone, and some tripwires malfunctioned. Moreover, the rifle carried by Chappell's group leader was outdated, and the leaders lacked proper training in its use. Tragedy struck when a starving polar bear infiltrated the camp while the teenagers were asleep. It violently entered Chappell's tent, attacking one of his companions before turning its aggression towards Chappell himself. Dragged from the tent, Chappell tragically lost his life. 4 other members of the expedition, including 2 adult leaders, sustained serious injuries as they struggled to defend themselves and ultimately managed to kill the desperate bear. The incident served as a grim reminder of the inherent risks involved in venturing into the polar bear's territory. It prompted a reflection on the importance of comprehensive safety measures and training when exploring such remote and dangerous environments. Black Bear Rampage. Through popular Hot Spring Liard River, Hot Springs Provincial Park in British Columbia, Canada, is a serene haven nestled within the sprawling boreal forest. Visitors, both locals and tourists, are drawn to its steaming hot pools for a moment of relaxation and tranquility. However, on one fateful day, the tranquility was shattered by a horrifying black bear rampage. Patty McConnell and her 2 children sought respite at the hot springs during a long road trip from Texas to Alaska in August 1997. While exploring the area, McConnell and her 13-year-old son, Kelly, ventured towards a less crowded pool. It was then that they encountered a menacing black bear, emerging from the underbrush with ominous intent. With little time to react, McConnell found herself under attack as the bear lunged at her. In a valiant attempt to save his mother, Kelly kicked the bear and fought back with a tree branch. Despite his courageous efforts, the bear clawed at his neck and lifted him into the air before discarding him, injured and traumatized. Hearing their cries for help, a bystander named Ray Kitchen rushed to their aid, attempting to fend off the relentless bear. In a brutal confrontation, the bear fatally mauled Kitchen in the neck, demonstrating the ferocity of its rampage. Another individual was critically wounded before 2 bystanders, armed with hunting rifles, intervened and put an end to the bear's reign of terror. While McConnell tragically succumbed to her injuries, her brave sons survived the ordeal. In recognition of their courage, both Kelly and Kitchen received medals of honor from the Canadian government. This incident serves as a chilling reminder that even in serene natural settings, the presence of wild animals can turn a peaceful moment into a life-threatening encounter. These stories serve as harrowing reminders that nature, though awe-inspiring, can also be unforgiving and unpredictable. As we marvel at the beauty and majesty of bears, let us also respect their power and maintain a safe distance in their presence. Join us again next time as we continue to explore the wonders and dangers that await in the natural world. Stay safe, stay curious, and until next time, farewell.